Chris, offensively, it seemed like just not nearly as much movement to create any mismatches or anything like that. What caused that?
I mean, excuse me. Just sluggish and slow. Pace up and down the floor wasn't where we needed it to be, where it has been all postseason. Decision-making wasn't there. Just general movement, activity wasn't there. I thought then we, tried to shoot our way after one pass, like when the game was still there for us to be had. We didn't want to work very hard for our offense. We got a little bit lazy and we missed those shots. We did miss a lot of layups early. Generally when you're doing that, you're not playing in the right mindset. So not a lot of good things on either end of the floor, really.
That teams aren't going to play their best every single playoff game, but did tonight catch you off guard at all?
I mean, a little bit. I thought we'd be better. But we talked all season about being a mature team. Mature teams have to handle success. 3 days between games, how do you prepare back home? Lots of distractions, need to lock in. Thought we had a couple good days of practice, but, apparently we weren't able to transfer it to the floor.
Had to play from behind far more than you have in the playoffs, too.
Yeah.
Is that another thing that maturity kind of has to play into and kind of learning how to do that in high-stress environments?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. This is a team that behind on, particularly by the margin we were at, because they execute so well and they got a lot of really tough shot makers. So,
Chris, defensively, how much did you feel like just the struggles maybe on offense translated and carried over?
Yeah, I think some, for sure, some of that. But to be honest, we didn't start the game with the same real teeth and intensity defensively that we had been doing. A lot of separation. We were trailing every play. I think they got their hand on almost every shot they missed for a while, whether we rebounded or they rebounded. They still were in the mix too much. A couple ticky-tack fouls early. I don't know if that softened us up, but losing Jaden early certainly hurt our ability to guard him a little bit more, aggressively on the perimeter. I thought they were some unfortunate calls, but it is what it is. So
it seemed like they really looked at the film in game two, and especially in the half-court offense, had, plays designed to move the ball, move without the ball.
Yeah, I think they exaggerated.
Especially on Nas and slow-mo, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, they exaggerated their spacing a little bit. They had other guys bring it up to alleviate pressure. Did the things that we expected them to do, to be quite honest. But we were just too far off everything. Point of attack defense was not where it needed to be, and that's where it starts and ends for us. So.
Jokic seemed to get off the ball a lot quicker to begin the game, and then, got back into his usual pattern of, kind of waiting and dissecting.
Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure that the goal for them was to get Murray going. That's how important he is for them. And he came out hot, so a lot of things were him trying, and he created a lot of his own offense, which he does. But we weren't able to affect those shots enough.
Chris over here. Do you need to not only put more pressure on Murray on the offensive end, but also maybe attack him a little more defensively, make him work a little more?
Yeah, for sure. I thought we did in spurts, but offensively we weren't good anywhere. So Cat was good early, but that was really about it. We were trying to get to the hoop a little bit, but probably not as much as we needed to. So.
Chris, there's an obvious question mark going between games 2 and 3 as to what the league was going to do with Murray.
Yeah.
Was there any organizational response in the days leading up to this in being disappointed in the league's decision?
I wasn't disappointed in the league's decision, but not because necessarily I agreed with it, but it's just simply I never, ever, ever expected them to suspend him. I thought that they would throw a heavy fine. I just there hasn't really been much precedent for suspending people, certainly in the playoffs, unless it's a repeat offense. But whether it is or it isn't a suspendable thing, it doesn't matter now, really. But to me, I'm not saying it was the right thing. I just never expected the league to suspend him, so I wasn't disappointed when the decision was made. So
you guys are a relatively new and young group.
Yeah.
When you guys have had adversity in your short history together, Who are the kind of leaders that you look to in the locker room to get everybody up?
Yeah, I mean, we have great leadership. Mike for sure starts there. Kyle, Rudy, those guys have been through it. We've done a great job of bouncing back all year from tough losses. So that's what it comes down to now. I'm sure we'll bounce back. So, thank you guys.